Not told my mum yet that I'm here, but she will die when she finds out. I have 4 children. People are normally surprised. I mean, it's kind of a lot of kids. I was married once before. Previously, I was married to Fadi. Fadi and I had Lily and Jasmine, and then Flo and I had Margot and JJ. Everybody gets along great, and we all hang out together all the time. Yeah, we have a really modern, healthy family relationship. So we're setting up for guest arrival in an hour and a half. I work as an event planner for a catering company in North Van. I love my job so much. I grew up baking anything that could be baked, we would bake ourselves. When I'm not baking, I am exercising, trying to see my friends, hanging out with my husband. See how that was at the bottom? My poor husband.
I know being a steel worker who bakes is not the most common thing out there.
On the clock.
But the guys sure enjoy it when I bring in leftovers.
That's delicious.
I'm a crane operator in our local steel mill. When you're a crane operator, you're lifting really heavy pieces of steel. That's a different feeling in itself, but I think I'm more terrified to hear the words ready, set, bake. My wife and kids are everything to me. My kids are amazing. 2 young boys.
Oh, you guys are silly.
I like a little chaos. It makes things interesting. Not too much, but just a little zest, you know. But I rush home every day to get there and hang out with them and play with them, and I'm very blessed. My wife, she's amazing. She's my biggest supporter. Awesome mom.
Everyone, please welcome 2 of the 3 finalists on the Great Canadian Baking Show Season 9, Joe and Ryan.
Hello!
Hello!
Hello, hello.
This is so exciting. We have 2 of the amazing finalists from Great Canadian Baking Show, Ryan and Joe. We are so happy to have you today to have a little chat about your journey to the tent, while you're in the tent, and what's been going on since you've been there. So thank you for joining us. We so appreciate it. I know it's been a fairly busy week for you, very busy week. So we appreciate all the time.
Thank you for having us. I'm so excited to finally be here. I feel like I've made it. I'm on the baking scraps.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Joe,
I'm
sorry.
pumped.
Oh, boy.
Excited.
Should we tell them the truth about our podcast? No.
Well, if they haven't listened to the scrap recap yet that just aired today, but we did say something about our 3 listeners. So,
Yes.
you know, we have at least 2.
I'll be tuning
Us?
into that tonight or tomorrow.
Fantastic. It's a long one. It was really hard for us to stop talking. There was a lot to talk about. And a lot of it was talking about the finale party that we went to for you, Joe, which was really fun. And then, of course, Vincent always gets talking about the fashion and the application process, because now everybody's supposed to be applying for season 10. So
Season 10. Yeah, not jealous at all looking at the videos and posts of that watch party, Joe. Not jealous at all.
You had, you know, how you would have been the star of the show. If you could have walked in those doors, Ryan,
Yeah.
I think my heart would have stopped. It was so fun. I wish you could have been there. Why do we live so far away from each other? See?
I'll get down there. I got plans. Dan and I are making plans. So
Awesome.
yeah.
do those plans include karaoke? I heard there was quite a karaoke party after the filming wrapped up.
From what I can remember, yeah, I think there was.
From what you can remember. So it was a
see.
really good party afterwards. That's awesome.
That was fun. That was so fun. And quite a few the partners came, so they all got to see. Yeah, we had a great time.
That must have been so much fun. And such a relief, right? Because you've been just like tense, especially like the 2 of you went all the way to the end. And so you've just been busy planning your bakes, practicing your bakes, executing your bakes, being judged. And then you get to the end and it's like, oh my gosh, we're done. And it must be such a mix of emotions.
Yeah, it was really an exhilarating day. It was, just for all the reasons. But it was, you know, especially, I think when you're in the moment, you're just kind of excited and happy. And well, that's how I am. I don't really overthink things. So I wasn't really thinking like this has ended and now this is like, I was just so happy to be there still with everyone. And then I think flew straight back home and like straight back into normal life. And it was like, oh, was that a dream? Like everyone felt like it was just a dream. It wasn't real. It hadn't really happened. And we were just, back to business as usual. And it was so surreal.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
must
How about
have
you,
been.
Ryan? How
Such
was
a
it?
quick.
Yeah, it was hard, but it was fun. Especially, like the last couple of weeks, the way the filming went, we had, more days off than we were used to. So I think we definitely took full advantage of blowing off steam. um, and in trying to have fun in the process, and then the next day getting back to work because we knew it was anyone's game, and we really needed to bring it. And I think I think it was the one reel that they posted of the three of us walking into the tent. Like it was just so like we didn't want it to end, but like it was the whole process. It was so mentally draining in a sense, right? We were just like a bunch of silly goons that last day,
Hysterical.
and I know the director was like, "Hey guys, like serious faces now," and I could see, it's like SpongeBob and Patrick ahead of me, Zoe and Joe trying to hold it together, and then they both turned and looked at me, and it was the end, and then we got in trouble, and yeah, but
Oh no. So how many takes did it actually
Several.
take?
Several. And
several, yeah, several.
the more we were getting told off, obviously, the funnier we found it. So
The
it was
more the
really
giggles, yeah.
getting harder. And they wanted us to look at each other, but we couldn't. In the end, we just had to look straight ahead and like really avoid each other's, it was so silly.
And
Oh.
then for some reason, I can't figure out how to tie a friggin' apron behind my back. So like that was the other thing too. Like, Zoe would look over at me struggling, and then, she would die, and then it would kick off Joe, and then me, and yeah, I still haven't got it, but it's a work in progress.
It sounds like a few people had issues with tying their aprons. Like Dom did a whole like little behind the scenes reel about him. He was waiting for somebody to tie his apron. I guess.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Funny. So yeah, so those dang aprons get you every single time. So
Coveted.
It seemed to be a boy problem.
Joe's like, whoop, whoop, all done.
Yeah.
perfectly tied little bow at the back.
Exactly. A little double bow with a French braid. No.
Wow. Impressive.
And
Ryan, you couldn't do that?
Gold accents.
No, I honestly, this was the first time I've ever worn an apron. I usually just, dirty the crap out of my clothes when I bake, and I've never thought to put one on. And yeah, wardrobe always had to, when they, stopped filming to, get set up, they always had to come around and retie it for me. And I would just know, by the third, fourth episode, I'd be like, okay, here I am, come get me. I can't figure this shit out. So yeah.
I love it.
That makes some sense for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, babies. Oh, sorry. My dog and my husband.
Aww.
He's
Sweet.
right here. Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
We don't have kids anymore. All our kids are grown up and out of the house, right? So now we have 3 toddlers, which are the puppies. And so,
yeah.
yes. Okay, I'll just take her. You don't have to fly her in. Thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mochi.
Cute.
Aww.
Mochi?
Mochi, yeah.
Cute. Hi, Mochi.
She's the little mummy. She's the one who had puppies.
Oh,
Good girl.
Sweet.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
All good. So how about we start at the beginning? Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves? How did you end up starting to bake to begin with?
You want to go first, Ryan?
No, ladies first, winner first. Give her. Give her.
Such a gentleman.
He just wanted to have an excuse to say give her.
I don't need an excuse. It just comes out.
Well, I started baking with my mum when I was very little, living in England.
Hi, Sue.
Yes. My lovely mum. So we grew up I grew up in a cottage in the countryside in England, and mum baked everything. She was like a bake everything from scratch kind of mum. So it was basic things, like simple things, like, pies and cakes and puddings and things like that. But me and my older sister actually both used to bake and just loved it. And then I'd always baked, like it had just been, something natural just to have food in and, the things that we enjoyed. But the real baking, like the getting serious about it and decorating, and is really since I've lived in Canada. And definitely, I think it was about 2018 when I started trying to make macarons. I was the general manager of anthropology at the time, and I really wanted to bring them in for my team. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try and make macarons. And then it was a lot harder than I thought. It took me a lot more attempts than I thought. And I just became more and more determined. And then I started to really enjoy the more challenging things. I was like, what else can I try and do and master? And then I started decorating cakes for friends during the pandemic. So we would all go out for dinner, my group of girlfriends, every month for whoever's birthday is in that month. They're all friends we met through the kids at school on the pack of our like local school. And so I started delivering cakes to their doors instead of going out for dinner. And I got myself a turntable and I started to learn how to decorate. And really, it's just kind of gone from strength to strength, really, since then. And then, and then my boss, who's also one of the moms in my group, Nessa,
Oh, she is.
um, yeah, she was telling me, because we both love the Bake Off. We both love the Great Canadian Baking Show, and we've watched all of the seasons from all around the world. Like we were in something that we talk about and we enjoy together. And she's like, they're coming to Vancouver. You have to audition. And this is kind of the first year that I have both my little kids in school and I'm, working full time, and they're starting to have a little bit, not that I have much time, but a little bit more time for me. And she said, she's like, you should try out. And I was like, oh gosh, you think so? And so I was like, well, if my boss is saying that I can try out, that means that I'm good to go for the time off. So
Right.
I should, if I'm lucky enough. But it felt like such a long shot. This is my first time trying out. And when I turned up and I saw like all the people and all the bakes, and I spent the whole day waiting for my turn, to show, what I'd made to the production team, and it just seemed like a crazy long shot. Like I kind of tried to put it out of my head a little bit, but they had, I posted on Instagram because they had like a board that you can take your picture. So I post on Instagram, and all my friends are like, "Oh my God, you're totally getting on!" Like everyone was so confident that I was going to be picked, and I'm like, "You guys are crazy! You have no idea how many people came here, and like, there's just no way." But yeah, that's how
Well,
it
they
happened. That's how it happened for me.
they
That's
obviously knew more than you did at that moment that you had the secret sauce that they were looking for season 9.
Your friends always believe in you, don't they? And
They really do.
that's all I thought. I was just like, I've just got these great supportive friends, but they have no idea. So now they're all like, we knew it. No, you did not. You did not. This was, it was not easy.
no kidding.
No,
No,
No kidding.
quite a
Yeah.
process. How about you, Ryan? How did you get started with baking?
Yeah. So I think a little after I met Krista, my wife, 2016, going on 10 years. Holy cow. Yeah, met in 2016, got married in 2018, super fast, but hey, when you know, you know, right?
Mhm.
I think it was a little bit before our wedding. She'd always have like digestion, stomach issues. Not to, get into her stuff, but there was one point where we looked at each other and we're like, "Hey, we got to figure something out here. Like, we got to, make a dietary change or something." So we actually went vegan for about 5 years, thinking that dairy meat was the issue, and it kind of helped. But going vegan, I was like, I'm not just going to eat tofu every day. I'm going to figure out how to make some cool stuff. So I always say going vegan taught us how to cook. Get into it. Vegan baking, because I wasn't giving up my cookies, I wasn't giving up my sweets. So that kind of prompted that, and then the pandemic hit. We had our oldest son, Talon, a couple months into the pandemic, and it really got bad for her. You know, in between all that, I'm making a few cakes here or there, friends' birthdays. Like, I'm bored. I'm still working, luckily. I can't remote operate a crane from home. But
True.
on my days off, there's nothing to do. So, I'm making cakes for friends or whatnot, and I see, this cake has gum paste flowers. Well, let me figure out how to do those. Or, this cake is striped and, whatever. How do I do that? So lots of YouTube, lots of stuff like that. And then Krista got diagnosed with celiac disease. So then it went from being vegan to being gluten-free, and how to make gluten-free stuff taste better. And it just evolved and evolved from there. And, if there's a skill that I don't know how to do it, well, why can't I do it? I'm gonna figure out how to do it, right? And Um, yeah, and then it got me here talking to you lovely ladies. So
Yeah.
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 So what made you decide to apply for a Great Canadian Baking Show?
We always watched it, especially the earlier seasons. The later seasons, not so much because it's just crazy. Two little kids, it's
Yeah.
unreal. But I think I saw the casting. It must have been for season 6 because I've applied three times, 6, 7, 8, maybe season 7. Um, and I applied online because there no casting is going to come to Sault Ste. Marie.
Right.
I think the closest one is Toronto or Montreal, but yeah, so I applied season 7 probably, and I think I got to the first stage, and then that was it. I applied again the year after, same sitch, and then 3 times the charm. Next thing you know, I'm looking over at Krista like, holy shit, this is happening.
It's
Well,
actually happening.
Yeah, yeah,
so so what did it feel like when you actually, it's a long process, right? And
yeah.
especially when you're doing it all online, you go through several Zoom calls and whatnot, and audition as part of the audition process, etc. When you finally get that call, what is that feeling like?
Well, yeah, they told me at work, like they scheduled a Zoom meeting when I was at work on my break. So here I am, out in the yard taking this Zoom call, and they're like, how do you feel about, being joining season 9? And I'm like, what? Like speechless. And then, I call Krista and I'm like, I just got onto the friggin' bacon show. She's like, what? And I was like, I remember saying like, listen, this is your call. I was like, it's easy for me to leave for, a month and a half and, go bake for all that time, but like this is gonna be all on you. So yes or no, are you in or are we not doing this? Because it's totally fine. And she's like, if it was the other way around, would you say no? And I was like, no. She's like, go, we'll figure it out, go. So
Oh,
Well,
nice.
that is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? And so many people
yeah.
are clamoring for this opportunity and hoping and wishing that they could get in. And so, yeah, it's awesome that you had the support because both of you have young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that you have supportive
Leaving
spouses.
them. Leaving the little ones. It was so, I was, trying to explain to them that I didn't really know exactly how long I was going to be gone for, and that maybe I was going to be back in 3 days, and maybe I was going to be gone, for longer than that. But we never mentioned 6 weeks because, first of all, I thought there was no chance of me going, very, very little, like I wasn't even thinking about it, of going, being away for so long. But also, it was just too much to explain to them and to me saying
Mhm.
goodbye to them, and like when they're little, like the older girls, it's easier because they've done their own trips, we've done our own
Yeah.
trips, and but the little ones, like, oh, it's so hard saying goodbye.
Yeah. And they were what, 4 and 5 or 5 and 6?
5 and 6, yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
hard.
I ended up missing Margot's birthday, so she turned 7 while I was away on the show, and we're like so big on birthdays. And my I decorate, and we always have the party at home, and all the kids come, and I make everything, and it's just like a whole production. And she was not at all impressed that that was
Oh, and
that was
that
maybe not going to be happening this year. She
Yeah.
oh,
ended up
and
having
that
about 10 birthday parties because friends threw parties. Flo did stuff. Like we did
oh,
a party when we got married, ended up, but she still like holds a little grudge.
yeah, and that tears your mama heart like right
Totally.
out of your chest when they're like that, and you feel that guilt, right? Is that the parental guilt.
As if there
Yes,
wasn't enough mom guilt on a daily basis, then you throw this into it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I
exactly.
felt I felt so selfish. I know it was indulgence week. It was the first day we were making the cheesecakes, and that was her actual birthday, and they we're never allowed our phones on set, but they let me give my phone to one of
Right.
the
Yeah.
the staff, and I could come out of the tent and like speak to her for a minute and then give my phone back, and so I got to wish her a happy birthday. But yeah, it was really tough. That was hard.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean that did they understand at all or did it take all the way through till when they started watching it on TV? Because I mean, we were talking to Lily and Jasmine about keeping the secret. and how it was really hard for them.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine how hard it was for JJ and Margot to keep that. Like, I'm impressed that I guess they had to know because they were there for the finale.
Yeah.
But wow.
I traumatized them. I did. I feel so bad. Like I had such a serious conversation with JJ. Margot's very sensible. You can tell her something once and she really understands and she listens and she is a total rule follower and that's fine. JJ's 5 and he's very, enthusiastic and excited and he's so proud and so happy that, winning is just such a great thing at 5, right? Like he was so thrilled. And he kept throwing things out and saying things. I was like, listen, JJ, you have to understand. If you tell anyone, then mummy's going to go to prison. That's what I told him. I kind of said it spur of the moment, like just trying to really drill it home. And then the poor boy, I think I totally traumatized him because even at home, if it's just me and him in the room, he'll be like, Mummy, I'm so excited that you won. And he'll like whisper to me in our own kitchen. So yeah, bless them. But I had
You
to
did
really,
a good job.
You did.
His reaction to you winning had me in a spiral. Goodness, your whole family, just unreal.
Ryan was crying thinking about my kids seeing me for the first
This
time.
was the story I was going to tell you guys before Joe
Okay.
popped on.
Oh,
Yes. This is what we want to hear.
We had finished the showstopper. I'm not an emotional person at all, right? We had just
didn't see
finished
that at all.
just finished the showstopper. We were in the prep cabin, and we were getting ready to go back and do the judging, and we're getting our final touches, the powders and whatever they do. And Mikey, the artist, had just done me, and I don't know what we were doing, but we were sitting around, and Kristen and I had made the decision not to bring our kids for various reasons, but I was like, oh, you can't help but feel bad for not bringing them. Like I'd love to see them right now, but and I was like, Joe, just imagine like, when your kids finally get to see you and JJ comes running down the field, and then I was like, boom, just
Oh,
waterworks, and Mikey's like, I just did your powder, man, like.
Dang it, Ryan.
Oh, you
Yeah.
are such a wonderful softie, Ryan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just love how sweet and sensitive you are. You're so cute. I felt like well, I was crying a lot by the end, but in the beginning, and like on the birthday day, the producer's saying to me, like, so we know it's Margot's birthday today. And I'm like, no, stay composed.
yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
composed. They're not gonna get you. But it was so hard. But Ryan, every time so you must be missing your kids, and he would be like, holding his
Like how they had my number day one. I remember the initial interview. I mean the initial announcement video where it's like, here's Ryan from the plant. He's in tears crying. Like they knew how to get me from day one, and they used that. Let me tell you.
Oh, they're so good, right?
They
know
are.
these
They
people
want-
know what they're doing.
They want the
do.
heartstrings TV, right?
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
want the like bitter competition type of TV or dramatic moments. Like there are some dramatic moments, but I bet there's tons of stuff that happened that was like, oh, I bet this will be in the show because it's such a good moment, and then it never actually showed up because it just doesn't kind of flow with the theme of
Yeah.
happiness and joy and
Yeah.
excitement.
Each one of these shows could be 2 hours long, even longer.
Yeah.
Well, that would be
We
fine
would
with
love
us.
that.
Yeah.
We would love that. Especially the early ones, right? Where
Yeah.
Yes.
the first 2, 3 episodes, it's like there's just not enough time to really get to know all the bakers.
Mhm.
And
Totally.
Definitely.
yeah, or the bakes or anything. It seems so rushed. And even with the final 3, the finale, it just felt like it was like that. And it's like, what do you mean it's over? Like, I
Yeah.
wanted to see so much more and enjoy it so much more,
Yeah, I turned to Christina. I'm like, why did I wear mascara? That's not waterproof. Yeah, lots of crying, lots of moments.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Joe, we never got your initial reaction when you found out that you were going to be baking in that tent for season 9.
Oh gosh, I think when I was asked to take a call, I was away with my family in Mexico, with 2 other family friends, like whole families that we were away with, and yeah, I got an email saying, could I please be available on a Zoom to answer a few more questions? So So I was expecting questions, and they asked me a couple of questions, and then it was like, then they told me, and it took me a moment. I was like, what? Like, is this real? And then it was kind of like slow motion. Like, I started thinking as the planner,
Hmm.
how the heck am I going to do this now? Like, this is actually happening. Part of me was like just overjoyed, and the other part was totally freaking out, thinking, hang on, I'm in Mexico. I'm here for another week. Like, how am I gonna, like, what's gonna happen? And then I was thinking of all the things I have to do. And like, oh, it was just like a crazy, like, I went blank and just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I
No.
walked away from that phone call like, this is actually happening, guys. My whole family is like, we knew it. That's so exciting. And I'm like, what? We didn't know it. I did not know it until right now.
It's almost
That's
like
like,
you don't dare to hope for it because there's so much more that comes into play then all of a sudden. Okay, now this is real. Now what? Now we have maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks of planning. They send you a gigantic contract. They
Oh
send
my God,
you
all
all
paperwork.
the briefs, and you have to figure out what half of the things are, and then figure out, okay, how am I going to make this my signature blue diddle blue that I've never heard of before, you know?
Yeah. I think I was back in Vancouver for 2 days before we were supposed to upload all our pictures and videos and everything of the first week bake. And I literally landed. I had so much work to catch up on, and it was Lily's 18th birthday.
oh,
So Lily was like, wanted this specific cake and everything. I'm like, you're getting an English countryside cake for your 18th birthday.
Happy
That,
birthday, Lily.
yeah. It was just go, like it was
Yeah,
crazy. I had weddings, massive events, so much other stuff going on that month. So I
yeah.
literally baked, it was, you guys were talking about, oh, Joe looks like she's really prepared. And I'm like, that is so funny. I'm so glad it looks like that because I've literally made this like one time. And I'm
Make it
like,
till you make it. Well
yeah.
oh,
done.
yeah, it was,
Well
yeah,
done.
it
I
was
mean,
Yeah.
busy.
let's talk about the caliber of the bakers this season. Every single one of you that was chosen to be in that tent this year were incredible. The skill level, the talent, the creativity, the execution. I've never seen a season like that. And we've had some really great seasons and amazing bakers, not to take anything away from them, but this
Mm,
season specifically,
Stephen and Vincent.
yeah, yeah.
Not to take anything away from you, boys.
yeah.
But every year it gets better and better, I think, because people are so into baking. There's so many baking shows. There's like so much out there right now too. So it's a lot of fun that there's so much enthusiasm behind baking in general.
Mm.
But seriously, like any one of you that were in that tent this year could have probably taken that cake plate any given day.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. It was a lot of luck on the day and just how things went, played and worked out. And I felt the same. And you guys didn't even get to taste everyone's bakes. If you could have tasted them, your mind would have been totally blown.
I bet
Like
it.
we tried each other's bakes in those first few days in the hotel when we're like a little bit of practicing. It's a lot of filming and very little downtime. So there
Mhm.
wasn't a lot of time to practice, but when we did, it was super overwhelming. I was like, everyone's coming around with their stuff, and I'm trying it, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep. I was panicking. I was like, I shouldn't be here. This is a night. Like everyone's stuff was so amazing and impressive. It's really yeah, very daunting. It felt crazy the level to us that were there. But I mean, I watch the show every year and I'm always mind blown. I'm always
Hmm.
watching thinking like, oh, I couldn't do that. How do they do that? And in that much time and so yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing what you can do under pressure.
No, no
I'd
kidding.
I'd love to get the judges' like honest opinion on it because there I was wondering when the martini was gonna come out, Joe. Cheers.
Look at you guys. And I've
Um,
got
Nice.
coffee.
I've got hot water and lemon.
Oh,
We're
I
laid that way.
Ryan and
honestly,
I
I
Ryan and
yeah,
I are instigators, aren't we, Ryan? In fact,
yeah,
That's,
we
so
they
can't.
did
Zoe.
tell us this, yes.
Yeah. The three
It,
of us,
it,
the three of us
it
being the final three, it was quite the party.
it's yeah, it's a gong show and a half, man. It's we had a lot of fun. We had a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
fun. But no, the honestly it probably came down to just like the silliest things. Like I remember like there's a lot of judging that can't be in the show, right? Because of
Mhm.
the time. But like you get out of it and they're like, wow, they really like went for the smallest detail. But like that's what it came down to.
They
Like
had
everyone
to.
had
Mm.
these amazing, amazing bakes, these flavors I never even heard of. Like, Shanika, Covey, everyone's
Mhm.
got these backgrounds that just have all this stuff that was new to me. So
Hmm.
I remember like, you kind of have a good idea of what you're gonna do, and you feel
Often.
semi-confident or as confident as you can be, and then you get in the tent and the first bake you come out of it and you're like, holy cow, and then you get back to the room and you're like, me especially, I was like, I gotta amp all this stuff up. Like I can't compete against these bakers with what I have right now. Like I gotta figure something out. And yeah, it was a big shock, let me tell you.
Yeah, that imposter syndrome kicks in pretty
Yes,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I feel
Well,
like even just thinking about it, like my heart starts pounding faster, because it is like you can't just be like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go home. I mean, you could, but yeah, you don't want
That
to
would
be
be
that
no
person.
fun.
No, it wouldn't be fun at all. But it's
Um,
so much.
yeah. Now, with that though, I mean, one of the things that we've heard again and again from a lot of bakers is just how supportive all of the bakers are, and everybody just comes together. And like Joe, you were saying, you're tasting everybody's bakes and everybody's providing feedback or ideas and brainstorming
hmm,
how to make things bigger and better. Like everybody's just so helpful with one
yeah.
another, and you learn from each other. Is that
And no gatekeeping.
No, gosh, no. We were
No.
we were we were all over sharers, to be honest. Like everyone wanted to help everyone else. And the thing that we consistently all said to each other was like, let's everyone do our absolute best, like the best bake that we've ever done, and make it really hard for the judges. And whoever, then like nobody wanted anyone to mess up, nobody wanted anyone to make any mistakes. Like we wanted it to be, everybody's absolute best work, and then whoever goes home goes home. Like no stress, no, and we'll
And
we'll just deal with it. But it was, yeah, the most wonderful group of people and so much support. I mean, Zoe was in my room. I'll never forget the night before the final showstopper. I was totally fine. So the last few bakes that we only developed in the hotel, mine did not come together in the hotel at all. They did not. Like I had ideas, I knew what I was going to make, but I couldn't get it aesthetically to come together the way I wanted to in the hotel. Did I, Ryan?
I always say, not to cut you off here, Joe, but Joe is the ultimate gaslighter in like the best way, because she would come in barging into my room, in the middle of the day on our day off, being like, "It's shit, Ryan. It's shit. It looks like shit. It looks horrible. I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I'm like, "Well, let's figure this out." You know what I mean? And then she show up the next day, bake this amazing creation and win Star Baker, and I'm like, this woman over here, like.
you were not going to say woman. Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He
Oh, we know what
wasn't.
you were.
Yeah. Insert other word, other, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was to be fair, like that was how it was, totally how it was, and no one was more surprised than me at the end of like coming out of the showstopper. I was like, "Did you see what I did?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna
I
kill
love
you.
it.
We're gonna kill you. How did you do that today?" And yeah, it wasn't the same. So the day before the final showstopper, Zoe was in my room. We knew that all the families had arrived and they were like over the road in this other hotel. We should have been asleep. We should have been sleeping and in bed. And I'm like, I still can't like figure this out. Like my Swiss roll. I'm like, can you come and like help me and try it and whatever? And she was making little mini Swiss roll lollipops with me at 11 p.m. the day before the showstopper. And yeah, like that's what I mean. Like we exchanged recipes, we helped each other, we tasted each other's stuff. We were like there till you know, the end of it. I don't think I would have been able to do it without Zoe. You know what I mean? And we had those situations, all of us, almost every week where someone's helping us with something. And yeah,
Well,
it
my
was,
my favorite was before the Maple Week showstopper. Like we have early days. Like you're up at 4 a.m. getting ready to go, and so I'm in bed. It's like 10:30 at night. I'm shutting her down, and there's a knock on my door. I'm like, who is this? Like it's bedtime, man. And I go open the door and it's Covey, and I'm like, hey, bro, like what's up? He goes, can you taste this, please? And
he
I'm
went round
like,
all of us.
yeah, yeah, and I found out the next
Oh, I
day
love
that he
it.
did a tour at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. But
I had
no, it's
my eye
yeah,
mask, my rollers in. I'm like, what's up, Chavi?
you just like you didn't want to see anyone fail. Like I wouldn't have felt great moving on if somebody like really bombed out. You know what I mean? You want everyone to, they're there for a reason. They're there to bake, and you really want to see everyone bring their best. And like my family, like my wife hates playing board games with my family because we are cutthroat. Like you land on my hotel, you're paying. You know what I mean? Like you attack me in Risk, I'm coming for you. Like she hates it.
Love
She
it.
hates it. But I remember getting there and I'm like, I can't be competitive here. Like everyone is just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
And
journey that you're all on together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And you could see that. You could see the love that you all had for each other, the support you all had for each other. That was so evident on screen. And it was beautiful. And you guys so made the judges' job incredibly difficult this season.
Yeah. So
I
mission
don't
accomplished. Well done.
yeah, I don't know how they did what they did because man, they had to, like you said, Ryan, they look at the tiniest of details because
Yeah.
that's what separated who went home some days.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it could have, like you said, it could have been any of us. We started this really nice tradition when I think it was Tamara that started it. Was it Ryan? When after the showstopper day, and we would all get together in someone's room, and we would send off.
Yeah, it was initially at a restaurant. Dan and Shanika's celebration was at a restaurant, and then it turned into yeah. I say that Dom and Tamara were like the mom and dad of the group, and then they always fed us, they always hosted us in their room, and then it transformed, or like not that it transformed into you, Joe, because you were always having your suppers and whatever, but when they left, it was like not all on Joe, but Joe would always have like the dips and the chicken and whatever, and I would always Uber Eats. I would like my contribution would be like Uber Eats something. Not that I didn't like cooking, it's just because I'm from a very small city. I don't get to be a part of this big city
You get
restaurant
the
sort of
Uber
vibe.
stuff.
But
Yeah,
That
that
makes
totally
yeah,
makes
total
sense.
sense. Makes
but
total sense.
we'll go with that. But yeah, no, after week 3, it turned into that, and that's I think really brought us even closer. You know what I mean? Like,
All hang out in one room and
yeah,
just, yeah, try and take care of each other, enjoy that last night together. But every week it could have been any one of us. Like we had no clue. Going into each week, we had zero clue. It wasn't like, oh, you know,
Well,
yeah,
you have a star baker one week who goes home the next week,
Yeah.
and that happened more than once,
Nice.
I know.
right? So that was like, what is happening?
Yeah, I got
And
Star
then
Baker for
you got
pastry
star
week.
baker, and then I was like,
We didn't say anything because we did not want to jinx a thing because we were horrified when you got Star Baker that week.
Okay, there were two curses on me. One was the Star Baker curse. When I
and the
got
other
Star
one was
Baker,
the fist bump.
wait,
oh,
hey, whoa,
that was
whoa,
that
whoa,
was another issue. That was another thing. But also everyone from my side of the hotel went home, so I was the only one left on this side of the hotel. So
yeah,
everybody left was on the other side of the hotel from like 5 weeks or something, 4 or 5 weeks.
Wow.
And so they were like making fun of me, like, Joe, you're on the side that's going home. And then I got the
you're on
Star
the
Baker for
island.
pastry week, and they're like,
Oh,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
yeah,
Doesn't
because
look good for
Zoe
you.
was the floor above me, Jen was right below me, and yeah, it was a trek to Joe's, but yeah,
I was all on my own at the other
Oh.
side of the hotel,
I
all
mean,
on my lonesome.
kind of nice sometimes though to have a little bit of alone time. I mean, you have a busy
Oh.
life with 4 kids.
No, do you know what? This is what as well in I think I always did better in the tent because when I was in the room, I was talking to my kids, working, planning my events, like on my laptop. You have to wash your bowls, in the tent, someone's taking your stuff and washing
Yeah.
it for you. In the hotel, it's like, well, I've got 3 bowls and I have 85 things on the go. So you're like,
Yeah.
you see the multitasking and then the picking up the phone and talking to clients and speaking to my family and then going back to my thing. Like I wasn't only baking. So things kept going wrong in the room. And I was like,
that
this
was
is a disaster. Like, what am I going
that
to
was
do
the other
tomorrow?
thing that was so impressive about your win, Joe, is that you were still working during the season. Like I think it was you and Dom that was
He had
still
papers
working.
to
I don't
grade.
think
He
anyone
brought
else
50
was.
papers to grade.
Yeah, like I think it was, what was it,
wow.
Maple Week, and it wasn't Indulgence, it was early. We were talking about, prepping for the bake, and he's like, yeah, I have like, 50 essays to do by Friday. And I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like, how are you guys doing this right now? Like, luckily, like, yeah,
No. Well, I
so
mean,
super
I
cool though.
definitely wasn't working like I work back home for sure. Nessa was doing, and the office were taking care of most of it. But I had like, let's say, 75 events on the go,
Wow.
and weddings that I was planning for the summer. And brides want to hear back from me. They don't want to, just someone in the office to follow up with them on the. There was plenty that I still had to keep track of, which made it a little bit complicated. I'm like, also can't tell them why I can't be available, so I had
Right.
to kind of be available, but I would take a lot longer to get back to them than I normally would because I'm on set for 14 hours. And
Right.
it was lots of juggling, so much juggling. But
So what
Okay.
did you tell people you
mm,
were doing for 6 weeks?
I mean, this is the funny thing. So anyone who knows me knows that I am like the least secretive person known. Like whatever's happening to me, I'm happy to tell you about it. Like I'm just an oversharer. Like everything in my whole family's life. Like Ryan knows, he knew me inside out within like 8 hours of meeting me. So I talk a lot, I share a lot. And so
Well, we know because we tried to say goodbye and we're all overshares when we were leaving you on on Sunday.
Or a
And it was
45-minute goodbye session.
goodbye.
oh yeah. And then
So
okay, no, we're
typical.
really gonna go. We're gonna leave you
Yeah.
now. And then we're like, oh blah, 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 blah,
Yeah. The amount of times my husband's left me at a party because he's like, no, you've got a 20-minute cutoff for goodbyes. Half an hour, I'm out the door. Like, yeah. No,
Okay.
so I talk a lot, I share a lot. So it was really extremely hard, and I became very cagey, which isn't like me. And so everyone thought I was like ill or, something bad was happening, like because it's just not like me. But I was just really vague and said I had to take told work like clients that I just had to take an emergency leave of absence. And I felt like, when you say that, then they
Worry
don't
about
ask
that.
I
questions.
think the
But
worst.
my clients also know me and they're like, why? What happened? They're like used to me telling them. So it was tricky. And then there ended up being several stories out there. So it all got very confusing. Flo, Flo was telling people when he ran into them that I was away working in Toronto, and then they would see Nessa and they're like, "What's Joe doing in Toronto for work?" And Nessa's like, "Oh no, she went to England. I think something happened back home." And then so it was like, if you can't convince them, confuse them. Everybody
Right.
was totally confused as to my whereabouts.
Sounds like
That
it.
does work for a few people these days, just saying.
Yeah, that is true. How about you,
Ryan, what
Ryan?
what was your excuse?
It was relatively easier for me, apart from, my crew at work, because, you bring the cameras into the mill and everyone's like, what's going on here? I always say, if you want one side of the plant to hear a rumor, start it at the other end of the plant at 9 a.m. and the whole plant will know by noon. You
That's
know what I mean? So I remember when they told me that they wanted to bring a crew in, I said, camera crew in, I said, okay, that's fine. But like, word's probably going to get out. And they're like, it is what it is. We'll do our best. But, Krista and I, we have a very busy life, and it's not anything out of the ordinary for us to like, go radio silent for a month from
okay.
friends, just
Okay.
because, we have a few friends that have kids now that, our oldest is in school, or that we've connected with other people. But, a lot of my friends don't have kids. A lot of her friends don't. So it's nothing for us to, not have face-to-face contact for over a month when it gets really busy, right? And they get that. So the close people that knew kind of, helped us out in that sense. But for other people who don't see us regularly, it wasn't hard. It wasn't out of the ordinary. So there was really no excuse. It was just, oh, we're busy with the kids.
Yeah.
That worked out well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy, you okay over there?
you okay?
Oh, still recovering.
Oh,
I'm okay. Sorry about the cough.
Hmm.
Anyway, so Ryan, does everybody in your circle, like everybody at work, know that you bake, or was it quite a surprise to everybody when it was revealed that you were on the baking show?
Oh, it was a complete shock. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had no idea.
I was
Like,
like, that doesn't seem like something that necessarily you'd be talking about at work.
no, no. I mean, there's the odd times where I bring stuff in. Like a few of my closer, coworkers. They know for sure, but you know, I'd bring in the odd thing, and they'd be like, "Oh, did your wife make this?" And I'm like, "No, it was me."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but now everyone's like, you know, okay, when's the tasting party? You know, when's the work potluck? And I'm like, bro, get in line. Like I got zero time for all this stuff.
You're a celebrity now.
Oh, a
Celebrity.
Ah,
celebrity.
nice.
Love
I
it.
like it.
Love it.
Ryan is known now, apparently. Like he gets invited to the town hall, he meets the mayor. Ryan is like, woo!
He's gonna get a key.
It's that typical small town, you know, vibe. You know, it's you know, I think the Sioux, they have 75,000 people. We got no Costco, you know, you know, it's not big. So, you know, when something happens, you know,
Very
it's big
exciting.
news. And honestly, the community support has been unreal. Like people I haven't spoken to in 10 years, not for any reason, just, you know, we
Lost
get
touch.
busy.
It's busy.
You know, the
Yeah.
messages I get from people who I don't know, you know, or who used to live in the Sioux and now live, you know, out west or in Europe, or it's been overwhelming to read
So
all the comments.
amazing.
Yeah,
So
super
amazing.
awesome.
That's so cool. So you can't leave your house now without getting
Uh,
recognized and people talking to you about the Great Canadian Baking Show and how amazing your baking is and all that kind of
I
fun.
can't go into Michael's without someone stopping and talking, which I'm super
I
open
bet.
to. So if you ever see me out, come up and chat.
Say
I'm
hi.
always good for a
You're
chat. Yeah.
signing autographs and
No, not nothing that intense. But
can you sign my cake plate, please?
yeah.
Okay, we have a couple of questions about actually Ryan for you. There were things that
Okay.
we were wondering about that we need some answers to.
Right.
So
Oh
I don't
boy.
know.
Oh
We
boy.
should have written them all down, but I know for sure two off the top of my head. So one was that isomalt flour that you made.
Mm.
Yeah.
They didn't show you making it. They didn't do anything, and all of a sudden there's this perfect looking, beautiful flour. Did you use a mold? What did you do? Because it looked so
Tell
beautiful.
us your
Yeah.
secrets.
Or
So for
don't.
the pedals itself, I used a peony gum paste veiner.
Yeah.
And I just dropped some sugar in and then put the floral wire and kind of let it harden in it. But for the leaves and the stem, it was just pulled sugar with, you know, the
Beautiful.
heat lamp and things like that. Yeah.
This is for the pie, right?
Yeah, for the
Yep. Yep.
grandmother's
And
It's
again,
birthday
gorgeous.
pie.
that was a day before thing. You know, I was like, okay, I just got a pie here. How do I, you know,
Yeah.
how do I zhuzh it up or, you know, whatever.
Zhuzh.
And zhuzh.
You certainly zhuzhed it up.
Yeah.
Well, and being Ryan, you naturally went to florals because that seems to
Yeah,
be a
that's
little bit
the
of a
go-to.
recurring
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
Lots of flowers. And then the other question that we had was as we were watching the finale, distracted as we were being in that beautiful room at J Lounge, um, there were these little spoons,
Yeah.
like soup spoons, on the edges of your tree for your
Yeah.
showstopper that were never mentioned at all. And Christina was like, "What was that?
What
What did he
were
have on there? I
those?
want to know what that is." And I'm like, "We're going to talk to him in 2 days so we can ask him."
Yes, all I know is that there was red. It looked like a
Yes.
spherical red thing in these like little appetizer spoons. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
they were cool. They were cool.
the vibe for the tree was Bridgerton meets molecular gastronomy. So I used to do these kind of shot sort of things where so for that I took raspberry puree and limoncello and I put them in a sphere mold, froze them with I think it's sodium alginate, like food safe sodium alginate, and then once it's frozen, you take it out and you dip it in a calcium lactate bath. And then as it melts, the outside jellifies, but the liquid stays inside. So it's almost like a shot that's kind of
That's
jelly but
encased
not.
in
like
its
an
own.
elevated jello shot.
And it
Yeah,
pops.
yeah,
It pops in your
yeah.
mouth.
So
Yeah,
yeah, once like it's
amazing.
solid, but then once you put it, you know, once you eat it and crunch down on it, it explodes and you know you got the alcohol shot. So I don't know, probably something to do with editing. Like there was so much to throw into that last episode, it probably just didn't make the cut. But
That's
um and it was it was actually not working out, and I was stressing out because that was like, you know, one of my components. So like all the cameras were there, like, oh, what's going wrong, Ryan? Like, what's happening? And I'm like, I just need a minute. And
Go talk to
luckily, it
Joe.
eventually worked out. Yeah,
I talked to Joe.
it worked out, and Kyla and Bruno thought it was pretty cool. And then yeah, after the culinary team had a chance to try, and yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, that's too bad it didn't make the editing because that sounded
Really
amazing.
cool.
Like super, super cool. And
It
I don't
was-
think we understood that whole molecular gastronomy / meets Bridgerton theme.
That wasn't
They didn't
clear.
really talk about that. I think they called it an afternoon garden tea party or something.
They rebranded it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bruno, when Bruno and I had a conversation, he's coming down to the Sioux for the premiere of next season, hopefully. So, you know,
Yay.
we'll be able to have some of those shots there. But
There you go. That's awesome. Well, Bruno certainly loved your peach raspberry tart. And the sound effects from his
Oh my
tasting.
God.
That was awesome.
That was a lot. That was a lot, especially with how we were watching it, because it was giant screen with like this very loud soundtrack of
They were really good. Apparently they were really, 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 really good. So
again, it was my Hail Mary, my last attempt to try and beat Joe and Zoe, and it didn't make it, but hey, it's all good. It's all good.
all of you performed so incredibly well. Like you
Yeah.
should be, and like so proud of what you did, not only in the finale, which was probably one of the most spectacular ones and challenging ones. Like I thought the signature was like a real challenge. Like that could have been a showstopper any other season.
Yeah.
And then that crema de torta, which looked like torture, should have been renamed crema de torture, with all of those fruits that had to be cut up and set in jelly.
Oh my God.
That was the one that almost got Joe, because I've seen her through a lot of challenging bakes this season, and she's always composed and happy as can
On
be.
the outside.
But this one, I saw the slightest
Yeah.
break. She never broke, but it was I remember. I mean, it was hot that day too.
I was on the edge. I was like,
I think we could
I
see that
loved.
they edited it that way, which was it was kind of honestly, Joe, it was kind of nice because I was like, okay, she's human.
No, I think it was the only time, like I enjoyed myself. Even then I was enjoying myself, but that was I enjoyed myself so much every single other bake. That was the only one that I was like, this is too much for me. Like, you guys, this is too much. It's 35 degrees in here, and we have 2 hours to balance cake. But the acetate, I've never used acetate in my whole life.
Oh,
Like,
really?
No, never. I don't know. You just do what you do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I don't have a ring. I don't have any acetate. I'd never used it. I was like, no, I don't. I saw it on the bench. Like, I could see it like, oh, that's right. Our equipment is underneath the table. And I saw acetate and I already was upset. I turned around to Ryan. I'm like, there's acetate. There's acetate. That means we're building some kind of mousse thing. It's like we're melting just standing here. And then the chiffon sponge, and then the gelatin, and then all of the other things that we had to do. And then we're gonna the casing around this custard filled sponge cake is gonna be whipped cream. I'm like, you guys, you're just setting us up to fail. Like, how are we gonna do this? Like, I thought it was just impossible. Nobody was more surprised than me. I thought there was no way I was getting anything on the cake plate. I was like, that's it. This is gonna be the week where it's just like the puddle of stuff and it's going everywhere. So I was actually quite thrilled. I had no problem coming last. I was thrilled that I would just presented something.
Yes.
They all looked incredible.
I will say, for the complexity of all the technicals, everyone got something that pretty much resembled the final product every week. Like, kudos to
How do you
everybody.
guys do that? Like,
imagine
what is the magic sauce in being able to do that? Like,
unbelievable. I can't believe it. And when we're watching the show, we're watching TV now, and we're watching for the first time, we're seeing what it actually is supposed to look like, and we're like, We did pretty good. We actually, like, considering it was only in our imaginations, like how we interpret these like little bits and bobs of information that we get. It
Yeah.
was quite incredible. We did awesome.
So
I'm
up until
proud
you
of us.
watch, so up until you watch the show, you have no
Never
idea
seen
what
them.
it actually is
No.
No,
supposed to look like.
no, no clue.
That's
No
That's
clue.
even more amazing.
And
yeah.
Never seen them
Right?
they
before.
always throw in an element that is crucial to the bake itself, but you could waste a lot of time on.
Right.
And
Busy
you really
work.
got to suss that out at the beginning. Like it never happened for me. I never clued into it. But like the cookies, like the dough, I'm trying to get these really, really thin strips. I'm taking my time, and then like at the end of it, I ran out of time. There's Joe done 30 minutes before us all and
Yeah.
then wins it. You know what I mean? Like, or like all the fruits they had us cut up, like here I am cutting up all this fruit. I'm cutting up everything they give us.
Yeah.
Zoe runs by and she's like, "You still cutting that up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, this ring is like this big. Like not all of this is gonna fit in." So like, yeah, you really got to suss that out, time management and figuring out what's crucial, what's not, what can be kind of sped up, and yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe, going to those Dubai chocolate cookies that you finished 30 minutes before everybody else on a 2 hour and 15-minute challenge, I might add. So from a percentage standpoint, that's like even more impressive. Oh, what was the trick? What did you do? What was the shortcut that you
So
figured
funny.
out?
It's so funny because I remember looking around and thinking, "Oh my gosh, like wow." I'm like, I hadn't looked up until I realized until my stuff was in the oven and I'd prepared all my toppings and I'd cleaned my bench. And I was looking around and everyone was still frying katafe and I'm like, "What is going on? Why are they still frying katafe?" And I realized that for once I'd used some sense and I'd made the katafe, I'd cut it up, I was just absolutely as fast as I could, rolling it out and everything. And I was just like throwing that rolling pin at the board and I was just, going for it. But the frugal mum in me always wants to finish baking and finish cooking everything that we prepare. This
Mm.
week I was like, okay, I fried up some katafe. We're stuffing 6 cookies. I think that'll do. And I just like didn't use the rest of my dough. I just fried up like a pan full of katafe so that I had enough to fill 6 cookies. And then the rest of it
60
I just
grams
put to the
each.
side. Yeah. And I was like, if I have more time and if there's extra cookie dough left over, then I'll fry it up, while they're baking and have like a second batch ready to go if the first batch anything goes wrong. But then when I got through the recipe, I was like, oh no, we have to use all this dough because it felt like a lot of dough, but there were massive cookies. So I used up all the dough, I used up all the katafe, and then so I knew I didn't need the rest of it, so I just got rid of the extra dough. But
That makes sense.
everybody was still frying their dough when my cookies were in the oven after they chilled. And I'd
Wow.
cleaned my bench and I'd made all the toppings, and Grace made fun of me, our culinary producer. She's like, Joe, I was looking around and everyone's like in total chaos, and you're like, how am I gonna decorate these? And she was like, it was so funny.
You
Oh,
had
And
Zoe
time.
and I were down to the wire. Like, the odd time we finished early, but we were sitting there laughing at each other like this is gonna be a disaster. Like we literally pulled the cookies out probably 15 minutes from when the challenge ended, and we still needed to decorate. So we
Yeah.
threw them both in the freezer.
Good.
Yeah.
And I remember them doing a time check, like, guys, there's 2 minutes left and you don't have anything decorated. I'm like, because it's gonna be slop if I take it out of the freezer. I said,
Yeah.
give me 60 seconds to give it another 60 seconds and then we'll do it. So, but yeah, it was a mad rush to the end. Yeah, those as
Wow.
simple as they looked, they were tricky.
I was next to Margaret, and Margaret took her pan of cookies out of the oven and then got her cake lifter and like somehow got this really sloppy soft cookie off the tray and put it straight onto the board. It was like melted, like it was goo. But luckily, I guess by the time the judges came to tasting it, it all hardened up and it was excellent and it was perfect. And she'd like left it into that last second. So it was baked really well and everything. But I was like, oh, crikey, Margaret. Like she was literally from the baking tray straight onto the thing. And
At
yeah,
this point, oh, wow.
Wow.
it was down to the wire. But yeah, no, just don't fry all your potato. Next time, Ryan.
Next time.
Next time,
Next time I
don't.
make katafi from scratch.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
And
exactly.
Next time you're making potato from scratch, like in a couple
Yeah.
of days, don't
Yeah.
don't fry all of it.
Yeah, and don't cut up all
Perfect.
your fruit because you
Yeah.
only need like enough to fit in the ring that they
Yeah.
gave you.
I mean, I just went and bought all that fruit so I can do the technical because of course I do still have 3 challenges left to do. Well, what my signature's pretty much done. But yeah, I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I still but I got a bit of a hack. I couldn't find pandan leaves anywhere, but I found a can of pandan jelly.
There you
Oh,
go.
Oh, well,
So I'm
wow.
just gonna melt it down and then pour it in. So that's my
That's a
little
good
hack
tip.
because nobody's judging me.
No. You
No.
amaze me how quickly you fire
right?
these things out. Like it literally blows my mind. Like if I was putting pictures up of the of the first attempt I'd done in my kitchen and like one day of discovering this recipe, oh my God, you would laugh your head off. It's like awful. But you seem to
I
be
don't
able to
believe that. She's
produce.
gaslighting again.
No, you seem
There
to
we
be able to
go.
produce something really impressive with
Mhm.
like, I don't know.
Thank you.
Every week I'm more and more gobsmacked by what you can do in a day and a half. It's
Yeah.
Thank
mental.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That
Committed.
means a lot. Yeah.
She's committed.
You said I should
Wow.
be. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, Christina, take note on how to pronounce Katafi.
Katafi. My
Katafi.
pronunciation
Is
is
that correct?
horrid. I just can't.
Yeah.
Ask Anne how many takes it took for her to say Mahalabia
Oh, I
Okay.
bet.
Yeah.
on the Lenza.
Yeah.
Well, they got a good one. That's
And
good.
the Pudin Chômeur,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one
Yeah.
got me too. Yes. That was
Dom helped you with that
Dom
pronunciation
did, yes.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pinulata, you didn't have any problem with.
Lada, that was an easier one. Correct. It's all good. It's all good. So,
Um, I feel like I was gonna ask Ryan something. It's gone. Sorry, Ryan.
That's
oh,
okay.
I do. One of the things they added this year, which I thought was really amazing, is that I guess on your applications, one of the questions they ask you is who's your favorite baker?
Yes.
And they actually had your favorite baker send you a little video note. That was
Yes.
so cool. And yours was Pamela.
Yeah.
And Ryan, no surprise, Stephen Levitt. Like
Mm.
you are Stephen. Um, you know, junior version of Stephen. But how was that? That must have been so cool to see.
Awesome. So good. To be honest, I found it hard. I was like, can I give you my favorite from each season? Because this is really
Right?
hard to pick one.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd pick someone, that was fresh in my memory. And I just thought Pamela was so cute and funny, and I loved all the things that she did. And she's just got
Yeah.
such a wonderful personality, and I was really drawn to her.
Yeah.
So I was so happy when I got that video. It was in the first couple of days when we're really feeling the imposter syndrome, when we're really stressed and we're not sleeping at all, and we're just like, this is just what I'm going to humiliate myself. Like we're really so those few little like words of encouragement and just saying like, I know how you're feeling right now. She told me, I know how you're feeling right now. You have imposter syndrome. You're freaking out. Like, this is what you need to do. She was so great. And I messaged her on Instagram after I saw the video. I found her, I messaged her and I'm like, you just totally have no idea what you've just done. Like, you've just helped me so much. And so we had a little bit back and forth on Instagram, and she really helped me. Like, Pamela, if you're watching this, or if you ever watch this, I'm so grateful to you. You helped me so much. You told me exactly what I needed to hear in those, first few days, really. And then, yeah, helped a lot.
Oh, that is so wonderful. And she's just such a sweet human being and so wonderful and gracious. And yeah, yeah.
It's
Pamela's
adorable.
had a big impact on several people because Dom also got his idea of what excuse he was going to use for going away for 6 weeks from Pamela.
Jury leave. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Jury duty.
Yes, and when we were interviewing her, I believe she told us that she left a little message for someone on one of the stand mixers. Wasn't that Pamela who did that?
Yeah, and no one found it, eh, Joe?
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
Nobody
they
said
cleaned it.
anything. I
Maybe
would have
they-
loved that.
Maybe
Yeah.
they cleaned it.
Yeah.
They
They
probably
removed it.
did. But
Yeah.
wouldn't
They
that have
caught
been
it.
wonderful to get there and find a little message from
Yeah.
one of the bakers from last season?
Yeah.
So we love the thought.
Yeah. And then Ryan, Stephen.
Yeah, well, like I said, my wife and I were big early season watchers just because it was on Netflix. And then when they took it off, we didn't really keep up with it because we didn't have regular TV. We just do the streaming services, right?
Oh, right.
So we kind of fell off. So yeah, he just really stuck out to me. And when they said that, I immediately went to, yeah, who was that dad from season, whatever, glasses, gray hair, whatever. And I remember watching him on the holiday
Glasses,
bake
gray hair.
too. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, Baker, he's young, dad, and family guy, excuse me. And yeah, once it came out, who was casted, I remember him sending me a message and kind of just keeping up week to week just on the bakes and how impressed he was and things like that. And we've had a bit of a back and forth. And the next time he takes a motorcycle ride up the 17, he's gonna stop in and have a pint. So
Oh,
That's
Oh, so
amazing.
perfect. That's so
Yeah.
great.
And I think he wanted to try, was it the chicken liver mousse?
Yes, sir.
right
Yes, sir.
before we hopped onto this, I saw it was live, and I just kind of caught the beginning of it. Yeah, so I'll have to make that, I guess. That was actually, that was
delicious.
actually a
I want that so bad.
Oh, with the jam, delicious.
Jen
That
helped
was
me
so
out. I
good.
remember
Onion
the
jam.
4 of us, after Fairy Tale Week, we went out to that one restaurant, whatever it was called, the 5-course tasting, whatever. Remember that one?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
when we went downtown, we went to Toronto.
Yeah. And
Oh, what was the name of that place?
oh, I can't even remember. It was good. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, Zoe and Joe went to the washroom, and Jen's like, "You got to beat these two." And I'm like, "Tell me something I don't know, right?" And I was like, I have no idea what a bowl-in whatever is. Like, even if you Google it, like nothing comes up.
Because
No.
it's a combination of two different
Yeah. Yeah. So she's like, you really got to go outside of the box. She's like, what do you like to cook? What do you like to do at home? Like, what's your thing? And I was like, well, I was like, I have a smoker. I have, this and that. She's like, you should do something smoked. You should do like a chicken liver mousse or something. And I was like, yo, that's a great idea. And, they didn't show it, but I had it. I had the dessert encased in a cloche, I think it's
Oh,
called.
Oh,
really?
And
lovely.
I had a handheld smoker shooting smoke into it. So it was,
Oh,
it
What?
had the
Did they?
smokiness factor of it. But no, that dedicate that signature to Jen. She really helped me out with that one. But yeah.
way to go, Jen.
Amazing. Yeah, that was beautiful. And then
Yeah.
on that same lines, your cheese and onion pie, Joe, that
Mm.
looked incredible as well. And I want to find out because the budget that you were able to work with between
The
all
caviar.
of the gold leaf for your mask
Caviar.
during
They
Carnival
were,
Week.
the other bakers were asking me, they're like, do you have a separate budget? I'm like, darlings, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah,
You just have
that's
to ask
Very good
nicely.
advice.
You just have to ask nicely. I don't suppose it would be possible to get a little bit of caviar, would it? And they're like, we'll see what we can do. And then,
Lo and behold, it's at your station. That is amazing, right? 2 weeks in, I think that was back to back weeks, I think, wasn't it? Like the week before, or I'm not sure, I can't remember anymore, but
all the gold leaf was
Carnival
Carnival
Week.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That stunning mask that you did, and very clever with the beijinhos and using that as, giving up that 3D effect.
3D.
Like,
Thank you. I know.
loved
Thank
it.
you. I was really happy with that. The two that I found hardest to come up with an idea and that I ended up being the most proud of were the mask, the 3D mask, and the storybook cake, because they're totally
Yeah.
outside of my wheelhouse. Like coming up with something delicious and beautiful and elegant and simple and
Yeah.
is what I like to do normally, but nothing caricature. Like even my kids, like their birthday cakes, if you see them, they're not like, it's not probably not what they want. It's what I think is like a tasteful interpretation of like, a
Yeah.
jungle theme or whatever, but it's my like, my way of doing it. So these were really quite literal, like a pop-up book. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, like this isn't me at all. Like, how am I gonna do this? And it took me so much to come up with that. And the same with the 3D cookie mask. Like cookies aren't really my thing. Like I'm not excited. I make delicious cookies for my kids to eat, but I'm not trying to make them elaborate.
Yeah.
And so those two were the hardest for me to brainstorm, the hardest for me to come up with the concepts with, and ultimately the two that I was really most proud of because of that.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, all your bakes were stunningly gorgeous, as were yours, Ryan, too. How about for you? What were a couple of the bakes that you were, when you first saw the brief, that you just went, what do I do? And then
Russian ball and fly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would have to say bread week and maple week. I think everyone was scared of the maple brunch just because how
Except
many
Dom.
components. Yeah, except for Dom. I mean,
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah.
But how many components there was and the time limit we had. And I had pivoted I think a day before on my morning buns, my raspberry morning buns. It was going to be something else, and it just wasn't working. And yeah, it was a quick pivot, and it all worked out, thankfully. And then bread week, like they announced week one cake week. I'm like, great, awesome. I do cakes all the time. I'm gonna throw up a three-tier cake,
Yes.
and give her on it, eh? And then I was like, next week is bread week. I haven't made bread in 10 years. Like my wife is allergic to bread. I don't do bread, and um, so my goal for that week was just to survive. And I look around like I think I was in front of Shanika and I could just smell the aroma of her muffaletta. And I turned around and I was like, what is that? And she, it was like some spice, like some Sri Lankan spice. And I was like, I look back at Covey's and he's got these like flower vegetables. And I'm like, number one, need to figure out how to do that to add to the floral repertoire. But and then I tried Joe's halloumi and salmon, and I'm like, Jesus, you guys. Here's my steak sandwich on white bread that took me 17 tries to just master,
Hey,
So,
can
but
never go. Yeah.
Can't
yeah,
go wrong with
but
that.
no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So good. Oh man, all of it. That was,
And
I think that might have been my favorite week for eating. Like if it was something that I was going to be eating, bread week was just, oh,
Oh, you like
Well, and
savory, don't you? You're a
I
savory girl.
do.
yeah.
I do. Yes,
and
yes, yes,
kudos
yes.
kudos to the judges. They had 9 sandwiches to taste by the
Yes.
end of it. Like they
No
must have
kidding.
been.
9 massive
Do you
sandwiches.
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember,
What?
Ryan? They started with DOMs, and we were like, I think I was towards the back of the other side, so I was going to be one of the last ones that you tried. And this is only the second week, but I was like, is this guy going to eat that whole sandwich? He's got, when you try something and you're hungry, how much
Yeah.
better it tastes than when you
Yeah.
try something and you feel like you're going to vomit. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh
like there's a
no.
difference, and I'm
Yeah.
like. Somebody tell Bruno he's not allowed to eat the whole sandwich.
Dom
Like
Dom
And
he,
was in
that
front of me. Dom was in front of me. He made that loaf again with like an hour left. He was
yeah,
hustling.
yeah.
wow. Amazing.
And it still turned out amazing. And yeah.
Yeah. But
I,
Ryan, going back, yeah, and all the sandwiches looked amazing. And yeah, it would be very difficult because there were big sandwiches too. So you would have to take a decent bite to get all of the flavors
Yeah.
and
they
Yeah.
textures and
they come in
everything.
hungry and excited. And the first three people that they like smash it, don't they, Ryan? They're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They kept more bite, like they ate the whole piece, I think, of Dom's. It was
Oh,
delicious. I don't
wow.
blame them, but I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys, you have 9 more macaroons to eat.
You can always go back to Dom's after the fact,
Yeah,
right? Like,
Yeah.
leave some of
Yeah.
your taste buds for me.
yeah.
The crew ate well that day.
I
Sorry,
bet.
Christina.
No
I bet.
kidding.
No, I was gonna ask you, or just make a comment about that insane fried chicken donut that you made.
They're
That
cool.
looked like, holy man. I was like literally, like as I was watching it, I was like literally cleaning the drool off the side of my face because it just looked insane. Like
Mm.
I
amazing.
I
A
do
lot
like
of things.
a spicy, savory breakfast. I think one of our go-to breakfasts when we were vegan were the vegan sausage patties, and I would just layer on the maple sriracha sauce because it was just so good. But yes, I have a lot of requests about that fried
Oh yeah.
chicken donut. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
You
No
have some over here too, Ryan. You're gonna have to make that when you come
request.
here. I'm gonna have a
yeah,
special party just so that everyone gets to try that sandwich.
That would be
yeah, yeah.
awesome. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
sounds great. Well, what do you guys think of playing a little game of this or that?
Let's do it.
Sure,
All
sure.
right.
Oh yeah, and we see Dan's picture behind you there.
Yes. And
Yeah.
also
On the
another
Sorry, I'm
great
wall.
just plugging in my phone
Canadian.
here.
No,
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine.
Oh,
great
that's his
Canadian.
wool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the
Oh,
spoon. We got a
Yeah.
spoon.
Each get a spoon from the Great Canadian Baking Show.
We did, didn't we, Ryan? I think it maybe
Yeah,
they just was it just
the
final?
the top three. Yeah, the culinary team kind of signed it, and yeah.
Oh, that's
sweet.
lovely.
Mm.
All right.
Wonderful. Okay, so easy
Here we go.
peasy, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're going to ask you a number of things. You tell us what,
Pressy, lemon zesty.
whichever.
You're
All
so
right.
Whichever one you want to
cute.
use. But anyway, we're going to ask you a couple choices. You let us know what your most or appeals to you most.
Okay.
Very little judgment. You know, it's all
Yeah,
fun.
I
It's
don't
all fun.
judge.
And there are no wrong answers,
Okay.
Don't say that, Christina.
except for the last question.
Uh-huh.
There may be a right or wrong answer in
She
my mind.
always,
But
yeah. She'll put on her judging face, I promise. Okay.
I
Number
won't this time. I
Okay.
promise.
All
We
right.
have two very special, important guests. I'm not gonna,
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Very, very
Yeah.
special and important. All right.
Alrighty. The first
That
one,
remains to be seen.
super easy. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee. Coffee.
Two?
Actually,
Coffee all the way.
coffee just since I met my wife. I think I did I think that reel that was posted initially. I was not a coffee drinker up until I met her. And I think we did
What were the three
first-
things that you said that you would never
Yeah.
eat to your wife?
I don't drink so our first date,
That's
I
right.
think, I was like, okay, listen, there's three things you gotta know about me. I don't drink coffee, I can't swim, and I don't like ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream. Dude,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, I know.
No
It's just
judging.
something that I don't crave, but yeah. But
No, just
one of our
concerned.
one of our first trips was to Easter Island.
Oh, wow.
And so touchdown in Chile before we flew there, and she's like, you just have a coffee with me. Just have a morning coffee with me. And like we're in Santiago, Chile, and had a drink, and that was the end of it. Now I have kids, and now I rely on a coffee in the morning and an energy drink in the afternoon. So
And shift
coffee,
work,
definitely.
right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
and
You are too,
Zoe.
eh, please?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get
You
it.
and Zoe and your energy drinks, Ryan.
Oh yeah, we'd sneak energy drinks onto set because I mean I don't know if we're supposed to
Forbidden.
say that, but yeah.
That's all right. You got away
That's
with it.
okay. You
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do. You
Yeah.
got to do to keep that energy. How do you guys take your coffees?
Black. Americano.
I
No sugar.
bougie. I got the Starbucks creamer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
My dad can't
Ryan.
believe how much I pay for it, but I'm like, just give me that, man. Like
The
it's
caramel macchiato one.
that or the vanilla,
Yeah.
whatever's there. Yeah.
You know what I learned when I came to Canada that I'd never heard of before? Double. You bet
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a double kind of guy, aren't you, Ryan?
I'm not a Tim Hortons guy.
No.
I'm like I say, it's Starbucks.
He's
I'm a
Starbucks.
Starbucks
I mean,
guy.
he's
I like
bougie.
paying double the price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we know that I like savory bakes to eat. I like to bake the sweet stuff, but I like to eat the savory stuff. How about you? Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Sweet.
100%.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
Mm.
If I could only eat sweets, I probably would. I love savory food, obviously. There's lots of delicious food, and I love food in general and eating. But I have such a wicked sweet tooth. It's terrible. I'm just like my dad and my sisters. We have, like some people are like, oh, I just have like 2 chocolates, and then I feel like I'm so sick of sweets. I'm like, no. I will continue eating it until
Until
there
it's
is no
gone.
more. Doesn't
There's no
matter if the
stop.
bar is this big or there's 500 chocolates or one. Like I have no sweet stopper.
But could you take down a whole Dubai chocolate cookie? Because I
Oh.
found those
I think I could have easily 1.5.
really.
Wow.
Oh man.
Because those were
Maybe
like
2. Maybe.
Those are
I think I
big
did.
like
cookies.
260 grams a piece.
I
No.
think I did the math. They were like 1,200 calories each or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
But no,
I brought
like
the
I say-
leftovers to work and people were
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna have a cookie. I'm like, what do you mean a cookie? You can't have a
Yeah.
whole cookie.
No, I check out the supermarket with an empty box of Jaffa cakes quite regularly because I've eaten 15 Jaffa cakes while I'm shopping. Like I can easily finish. And they're like, what is this? I'm like, don't ask. Okay. I'm just gonna
That's
You
hilarious.
should know by now.
Jaffa
Yeah.
cakes
Ryan, do
are
you-
one of my son's favorites.
Oh, they're the best.
Loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
the UK
Ryan, do you have that much of a sweet tooth?
So when I'm working days, I do 2 and 2 days, 2 nights. When
Yeah.
I have to start my mornings with a piece of chocolate every morning. So
Mm.
whether I'm on, up with the kids at 5 or up at 4 a.m. to go to work, it's a couple pieces before I get to work in the car driving. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
My
there's
wife
some
always,
caffeine in chocolate, so that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
She always makes fun of me. She always sees on the ring when I'm leaving in the morning. I got a piece of chocolate hanging out of my mouth, holding my backpack, locking the door, and yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
cute. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
all right, next one. Carnival Week or Maple Week? These were two new weeks that we've never seen on Great Canadian Baking Show before. What did you guys, which one did you have the most fun with?
Maple Week was totally my comfort zone. I wasn't worried about Maple Week at all. Like Ryan said that he was like that is how I have dinner parties, 12 people come over,
We
I'm
were
making
flip-flopped
five
on that.
courses. Like the
Yeah.
lots and lots of doing lots and lots of things at the same time wasn't frightening to me. The Carnival Week was frightening, but funnily enough, I think I ended up doing better in Carnival Week than Maple Week. See, complacency is not a good idea. You think it's like, oh, this is a breeze, and then
There.
Bruno's like, your sausage roll is dry, and then, it's all over. So, no, I think in the end I enjoyed Carnival Week the most. What about you, Ryan? Maple Week.
Yeah, no, I was the exact opposite of you, Joe. I was more excited for Carnival Week than Maple Week. Um, and yeah, like the exact opposite happened. Like I did okay Carnival Week. I think my brunch was probably the bake I was most proud of this season. Um, I just that friggin' technical at Maple Week, that
But
It was
fudge.
brutal.
So
That
so
was brutal.
we had our neighbors over, I think, for I want to say pastry week, and she brought over maple fudge, and I was like, you can leave my house.
like, we're not eating that.
Are you trying to trigger
PTSD
me?
flashbacks. Oh yeah, but
Oh,
yeah.
Yikes.
That
it
was
was very,
funny.
very sweet technical, that's for sure.
We were leaving the tent, all the bakers were leaving the tent that day, and the producers were walking towards us, and they've been watching us, baking in the engine room or wherever they are. And they saw how much we were freaking out. I mean, I don't think you get to see in the episode, but it was really tough. It was really
They
a shock
walked
for us
they
after the
walked
other
by us
week.
like this.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, but that made great television. And we were like, oh, we're gonna kill you. That was so hard, It was really tough.
yeah. Well, on that note, signature, technical, or showstopper?
I had to pick one then showstopper, but I also loved the technicals so much. You learn a lot in the technicals. I would rank them showstopper, technical, signature.
Okay.
What about
I
you?
agree with that.
Yeah, same. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the technical king here, Ryan, winning
Yes.
the last three in a row. Like,
Yes, well
we were
done,
chatting
Ryan.
about this. I don't think anybody's won three technicals in a row.
Woo!
I think they're still
Go,
pulling a prank
Ryan.
on me.
Pardon?
I think they're still fooling me on that. I still don't believe it, but
We watched it happen.
Yeah.
Joe was there.
I was,
She was like a total eyewitness there.
Yeah.
So yeah, three
Ryan killed it.
W's.
Yeah, very well done.
Very impressive.
Even that last one, that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
They were rough technicals this season, I thought. Like, they
well,
seemed
yeah.
It was a
intense.
lot. It was a lot to do in the time. I think it was just the
This-
timing. Like you had no room
Yeah.
for error. If you mess
Yeah.
anything up, you will
yeah.
not finish. It's no time
Yeah,
to repeat
100%.
anything.
Yeah.
If you mess something up, you were done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like let's make ricotta cheese from scratch. Like that's something we do on a daily basis,
Right?
like and
Right.
the best part is those sugar plums. There's a very similar dessert that is very prominent in the soup, but they're peaches. Same kind of
Yes.
how you build them.
Yeah.
And I've never had them. I've never made them. They just don't appeal to me. And I saw these sugar plums and how they're made, and I was like, if only. I mean, it worked out in the end, but
Yeah.
initially I was like, if only I, knew how to do this. Took
Yes.
took part in
Yeah.
the Sioux tradition. But yeah.
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 Yeah, I wish I kind of knew what they were supposed to taste like because I have no idea. I couldn't find any plums anywhere.
No way.
The freeze-dried plums, so I just kind of
You
baked it.
didn't taste that either, did you, Ryan? I've got no idea what it tastes
Um,
like.
no, I can't remember tasting that one.
No,
No.
You're probably
I've
just
never tried it.
exhausted and done,
Yeah.
ready to go rest.
I
While
made exactly the right amount, so there was nothing extra, and
Oh,
we didn't get to try the technical. So yeah, I don't know what it tastes like, and I don't feel
Yeah.
like I fancy making it again anytime
No,
soon.
there you go. There wouldn't be any technical that you would make again?
Oh no, some of them
Oh,
I would,
okay.
but I think that one is a
look at
stretch.
Ryan's face.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
make them if I bought the katafi dough. I would make the cookies
Okay.
if I bought it. I think I made the bolo de Sonora for the watch party.
Yeah.
So
That
good.
was good.
Would never make the Prinolada again.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get
But
that.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think
like
one of the most
the Linzer I would like to make.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, the Lindsay I would. It was good. It was good.
that
yeah,
was
that,
quite a
Yeah.
fun one to make, I thought.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed making that.
yeah.
But it's just if you have the ingredients in. I'm a baker that, whatever I have, I look in the cupboard and like what I have in, I just make something based on that. I rarely have the time to like go out and buy the specific
Yeah.
ingredients to make so maybe one day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, she's
we
gone.
lose Joe.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh well, hopefully she comes back.
Yes.
come back to us. Yeah, to build up
Come
that.
back to us.
My credit
Joe.
card wishes I was that kind of baker, but
Yeah.
yeah, it unfortunately is not. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
something that you think you might want to try and got to
Yeah,
source
and then
all the
I got to
ingredients for.
special order it, right? Because,
Yes. Well, at
Yep.
least Amazon delivers to the Sioux.
yes, yeah,
So you got to appreciate
neat.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah.
And there's also a great baking supply place called Sugar Love. They're local to us
Hello.
here on the
Okay.
West Coast, but they deliver everywhere and they have awesome baking supplies.
Sugar Love. Okay,
Sugar
good
Love
to know.
Designs.
Good
Yeah.
to know,
So if
yeah.
you're looking, yeah. But in Ontario, you have some great places too that you've got access to.
Oh yeah,
Different.
yeah.
Yeah,
Flour
yeah.
confections, I think,
Yes,
and
yes.
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Joe, just turn yourself the other way and then back again.
There we go.
Like that.
There, yes,
Perfect.
awesome. Cool. But the classic thing, I think Kyla did this or said this in the technical, where I think she was looking at Zoe's bacon. She's at the last technical, and she's like, "It looks a little rushed." And they panned to Zoe's face, and Zoe had made this look on her face was like, "Are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, you've asked us to do like 700 things in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, it's rushed." So it's so
That's an
fun.
understatement. Yes, we were extremely rushed. Thank you, through no fault of our own.
Right, exactly.
And
It
again,
just
everyone was so close. They were looking for the smallest details.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's fair.
It never ceases to amaze me that everybody gets it done. I just don't know how, honestly. Like
It's the tent magic.
the
Mhm.
tent magic. I mean, what you were saying, Joe, at the watch party about how everybody is so encouraging and wanting you to succeed, and how you felt like I can't do any of this stuff. And then everybody, every member of the crew, every member of production, the culinary team, all your fellow bakers, everybody's like, you can do this. Let me
Yeah.
support you however I possibly can. And it makes magic.
Really does. So much encouragement. It's like there's just so much positivity. Everyone's just filling you with like, yeah, you can, and what do you need? And I remember for the last for the finale, I was still developing my recipes, like I told you, with Zoe, like late at night. And a couple of hours before that, I was on the phone to Grace. When I rarely managed to get a conversation with Grace, because Ryan was always talking to Grace, weren't you,
Whoa,
Ryan?
whoa. Grace and I are besties, so it's fine. Listen,
Ryan,
we need to
pretty
someone
awesome.
help, so
Every time I came to visit Ryan, he was on the phone to Grace. I'm like, do you have like a bat phone to Grace? How come you're always no?
It's this
listen,
cake
to compete
signal.
with you and Zoe, I needed it, okay? Yeah.
No, so I'm on the phone to Grace and I'm like, oh, it's not coming together, Grace. I don't know what am I gonna do. I think I need this and I need that. And she sent over one of her amazing team to come and deliver me ingredients like at the 11th hour, like the night before the showstopper, to the hotel, like at 7 p.m. Like I'm like, I can't get this ingredient that I need now. I think I need this to just, finally tweak this little recipe that I'm working on. And she's like, we've got you, like we'll get it to you. And there was just so much great support like that you
Yeah.
just,
The
it's so
real
much
superheroes.
encouragement. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't, you that's brings out the best in us. It really did.
Wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's all the love all around. It's just
Yeah.
it's such a special show.
We do
And I
love
think,
that
It
show.
really
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
All right. Lambeth cakes or naked cakes? What trend do you still love?
Lambeth, because it's more elaborate and more like maximalist, I think.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think naked cakes are just too naked.
Yeah.
There's gotta be more.
I like eating a naked cake, but it's no fun making a naked cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Okay. That makes sense. But it's nice when you get an order for a wedding cake and it's a naked cake.
That
They're like,
is
it's
true.
a wedding cake, so we're going to pay you lots of money and you don't have to really do much of
Curate
anything.
it.
That's true. Situational, yeah.
Yes, situational. All right. Judging, hosting, or baking in the tent.
Well, I mean, we've baked already, so we should do one. We're not going to have a chance to do that again. I mean, if we were starting over baking,
Yeah.
But now that
next
you've
up,
baked, what would,
would
if you
I
were ever to go back, which one would you want to do?
judging or I would like to judge. I think I
I
would.
could I could
Both will
never
be fun.
replace yeah. I could never replace Anne or Alan, but I wouldn't mind hosting. I don't have Joe, I feel like you'd be a good judge. Not like
Yeah.
you have that palette, like you know what you're doing, and I just kind of fly with it. So I think I'd be a good celebrity
You know
host.
what?
And you're
see,
so
I can
funny,
see that.
Ryan. You could be a great host. You're so funny. Could you
But can you
imagine?
pull off the fashion the way that
No,
Alan
Right?
can?
no, I mean, that was another ongoing joke with our wardrobe girl, Anastasia. Like you have Covey and Dom and Dan, and they got like these wicked shirts and like their wardrobe. Then you have all the women, and they're just in these beautiful dresses, whatever. And then
Matching
like
their
I had
bigs.
I had 8 t-shirts, all different colors. You know what I mean? Like, Anastasia would come in the morning to do wardrobe check, and she'd be like, fixing dresses, and maybe Dom, you should go with this pattern shirt, and then I would just stand up in my shorts and t-shirt and be like, "Is this good?" She'd be like, "Yep."
Am I good?
Nice.
Aw.
There's something to be said for simplicity, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
I mean, some
Comfortable,
of the
yeah.
things, some of the dresses, I was like, how can you be on set for 12, 14 hours every day and baking and running around in these constricting clothes or short skirts or, anything like that? I was like, oh man. And I think every once in a while you see people wearing heels in the tent, and I'm just like, how? How?
No.
Why?
No. You lost me at heels.
No,
My
you were
goodness.
wearing sensible shoes, even in your green dress.
Yes. But the fashion was, I mean, that's the other thing we talk about at the beginning of every recap, because
Vincent
there's such
does.
beautiful, yes, Vincent does. But yeah, but it's so beautiful as well. And it just adds that extra element. Like it just elevates the show even that much more. And seriously, the wardrobe on everybody was wonderful, and it fit the personalities of all of the people that were there too. So even though Ryan, you were wearing the t-shirt, but that actually is totally perfect for the cool dad from the Sioux,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
perfect.
You look great. You look great.
Mhm.
And dresses are very comfortable, to run around in. Like you've got like
They're
Depends
full-
on the dress, I guess.
I don't like wearing anything like constricting, when you've got a lot of things to do. So yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
worked
And
out.
your shoulders and arms looked awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Both of you.
All right. Next one. Chocolate. White, milk, dark, or a different type of chocolate?
Milk. I love milk
I-
chocolate.
I do like orange chocolate.
Mm.
Ryan, that
Berries,
wasn't an
chocolate
option.
orange.
That wasn't an
Other.
option.
She said
Other
different.
was the
She said
option.
different kind of chocolate.
Okay.
Yep.
Orange
milk,
chocolate.
yeah.
Okay. So that's why the Bolo de Sonora was probably a good flavor for your palate then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was good. Yeah, but like the Terry's chocolate orange,
Oh,
like
I love
give that
that.
to me any day. Yeah.
Yum. Me too. That is a delicious treat.
I've never
Yeah.
liked it.
No?
Liked
Yeah.
the combination of orange and chocolate.
Do you like mint chocolate?
I
Yes.
love mint chocolate.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful combo. It's my favorite ice cream, actually, Ryan. You should try
Mhm.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
it.
You can make it for him, Christina.
I would love to. I would love to.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's one. Graham crackers. Make or buy?
Bye.
Yeah, that was some bull. That was some bull for sure. I would buy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't believe they made you guys make graham crackers only to then crush them up and do a crumble with them.
No, I've never even used them in a bake before, ever.
Oh,
So,
really? Yeah.
so it's not something that I really would buy or make, but I definitely have very little, and it doesn't taste too much. I mean, I get that it can be useful. I like digestive biscuits if I'm making like a crumb to make a cheesecake or
Yes.
anything like that. I use digestive biscuits. But if I was going to use, yeah, I definitely wouldn't. That's a waste of time.
Okay, but that begs the question for the Dubai chocolate cake that you made for the finale. Did you make your own katafi for that?
I did not. No,
Okay.
I did not.
I'm actually kind of relieved to hear that.
No, and I don't think I would. I think that, when it makes sense, like when it like puff pastry, I would make that myself. It definitely
Yeah.
tastes better than bought puff pastry, I think. And there's certain things that are worth it. Like bread is great if you make it yourself. Pastry is excellent if you make it yourself. But things like that, like that are like phyllo, I don't think I would make it myself because it's so much work and it doesn't have much flavor, and it's more about like what's going into it. It's not like you're looking for a particular crumb or richness, or it has to be buttery or flaky, or no, it's just like it's so I don't think I would waste my time. Would you, Ryan? Would you make graham crackers?
I don't have time as it is, so any shortcut I could take, I'll take it. Yeah.
You're taking it.
I used
Yes.
to, before I had kids and somebody ordered a themed cake or something like that, I would sit down and sculpt fondant figures, for these cakes. Now I'm like, what can I buy on Amazon?
Gulp. I thought you said
You know?
gulp. I was like, you
So-
gulp down fondant figures? That sounds disgusting. But okay, sculpt fondant figure. Gotcha.
Yes, yeah,
But now, no. With kids, everything takes longer. Everything, the kids are the most important thing, right? Your family is the most important.
yes.
All right. Baking in your kitchen or baking in that tent?
I mean, baking in the tent, there's nothing more exhilarating than baking in the tent, but yeah, I would do that all over again in a heartbeat. It was so fun. Yeah. But we had our chance. We had our chance, Ryan.
Well, you
I
never
agree.
know.
I agree, Joe. It's yeah.
It's not as easy.
I think somebody came around and asked when we were done the finale showstopper, like, could you go a few more weeks? And I was like, bring my family here and I could 100% go a few more weeks because it's the thrill, man. There's nothing like it. Like, you definitely get home and you're happy to be home, you're happy to be back in your routine, but it was almost like you were plucked out of your own reality for 6 weeks and put into this like amazing experience, and you're a little bummed at the end of it. You miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about it, and you can't share with anybody, and it's suddenly now back to normal, and for months, and you're just sitting on this secret and just waiting until they finally announce it, and then everything changed. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Busy life got even busier. Yeah. Lots of explaining to do.
Yeah.
Lots of questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So it goes from keeping the secret of you actually being on the show and then the secret of how well you did on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Everyone's like, so how did you do? Can you tell me? And you're like, obviously not.
Yeah, obviously. All right, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Most important question. This is where Christina may bring out her judgy face.
Okay.
You've answered this question before on camera.
Okay.
Butter tarts, raisins or no raisins?
Raisins or currants, Christine. All currants.
Currants. I'm with you.
Raisins, currants.
I feel like you threw that in for Margaret's sake, Joe.
Yeah. No, Christine and
Christina.
Margaret are united on the it should be
Oh
currants,
yeah,
not
yeah.
and not raisins.
Currants. Yeah. Yeah.
What about
I
you?
I am not a raisin person, only because there is a bakery here in the Sioux who has like 25, maybe even more different flavors of butter tarts, and they're all amazing. So it's like
Wow.
to have each and every one, it's like raisins are only in like one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole variety out there. So yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. What's your favorite one that they do?
Probably like one of the caramel ones they have.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she didn't get too judgy on that one. But
Nothing to judge.
yeah, well, because Joe knew exactly how to skate around it there. She was so prepared, ready.
It actually sounds like you're a little bummed that nobody aligned with you on your love for raisins and butter tarts.
I don't
Just
have a
saying.
love for raisins or butter tarts. I just like if I'm gonna eat a butter tart, which I won't do usually, it will have raisins in it. That's what I think of when I think of a butter tart. Otherwise, it's a lot of space, and I don't want nuts. So yeah,
There you
and
go.
I definitely don't want currants.
No?
No, you should try
I
them with the
don't.
currants.
No, I
Have
don't.
you tried one with the currant
It
before?
makes me shiver. It's like just a little crunch. I just ugh.
Now who's judging, huh? Oh,
This
I
is
don't
not
judge.
judging.
I
This
don't
is
judge.
me explaining. I do not judge, young lady. Anyway, no.
I don't even know what a
Uh,
current is, so
Okay.
oh,
It's
It's
a,
baby.
it's
a
we
little
can't
crunchy
get any of
nugget.
that stuff here, like currants. I don't think I've ever seen currants in a grocery store.
Really?
Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but
It's like a baby raisin and it's not as
um,
squishy. It's a little
no.
harder.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's almost got like little seed, like a little BB seed in it as well. So it gives you like a little crunchiness
you're
too.
not really selling this for me.
No, doesn't
No.
sound good.
In a butter tart, it
Uh,
actually works really well. So
Go and try it from that bakery in the Sioux. Just go and say, "Do you have ones with currants?" And then
I'll go
yes.
ask. I'll go
Yeah,
ask.
ask if they do one with the currant.
and
Yeah.
report back, please.
Otherwise, if you come out here, I will make you my family recipe of butter tarts, and I'll make some with currants and I'll make some without currants.
A blind tasting. Let's go.
Yeah, sounds like a great idea. And Dan will join in on that too. Well, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
are all in the same,
And
relatively same vicinity, so
yeah, and Jen, I still is yet to taste a
she
butter
hasn't
tart.
tasted a butter tart yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she'll be in on this one too, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, all right. Well, we're coming to the end of our time together, but it has been such a lovely talk. I've been having so much fun. We wish that Zoe had been able to join us, but it's so great to be able to speak to both of you. We also congratulate Zoe on her incredible run in the Great Canadian Baking Show because she
Yes.
was so wonderful to watch. I love to see her relationship with her dad and just how she talked about her dad, and to see him in that shirt at the end was great.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
He
so
was a rebel. He was
congratulations,
a rebel.
Zoe.
He no graphic tees allowed. He shows up in that shirt, and I was like, Anthony, you're a legend, man.
He's
Let's go.
wow.
Good.
Again, that love between all your families, back and forth was just so special to watch as well. Like it was just so sweet. Like your boys and Krista and your whole family, Joe, and I love the little snip they put on CBC Instagram
extended
today
one.
as well, the extended version, where you were talking about your daughters and how emotional they got and how that made you feel, warm and fuzzy that, you're making that positive impact on them. And again, like the magic, there's no other show out there now that even comes close to the beauty and warmth and just all that love, that big love. It's such a special place, and congratulations for being there, making it all the way to the finale.
Thank you.
Joe, for winning.
Thank you
So
so much.
special, so incredibly special. And it was a real privilege and honor to watch you guys on that journey and see how all of the beauty that you created under intense pressure.
Inspiring, very inspiring.
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
And before we go, do each of you have a baking scrap for our listeners or watchers, viewers?
And it could even be, season 10 applications have just opened up as well. It can be, a word of encouragement or something for people who might be considering applying for the show for season 10.
You first, Ryan.
Me first. Oh boy. Baking scrap, I would say, if it's not tricky to bake gluten-free. It's not hard to bake vegan. If you have those family members in your life or friends that, have special diets, gluten-free. I just sub the 1-to-1 gluten-free flour in a lot of bakes. Obviously, there's some bakes that require a little more or different ingredients, I should say. But it's not hard to do. Vegan baking, there's a lot of substitutes, easy substitutes. A chia seed egg or a flax egg. And it tastes relatively the same, and it'll make someone's day if you bring that in. So don't be afraid.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Love it.
Yeah, don't be afraid is huge when it comes to gluten-free baking for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, mine, I think my baking scrap is use salt in your sweet bakes. Like I use salt in absolutely every sweet bake that I make, and the ratio of salt really makes your I even use salt in cocktails. Like I have saline that I put in like a cocktail to balance the flavors and stuff. Like salt is the magic ingredient. I make all different types of flavors of salt. If you use a vanilla bean, throw vanilla bean in some flaky sea salt and then throw that on your chocolate chip cookies. Like those little tiny details just really make people ask you, like, what did you do? Like, what is this? What am I eating? So I think always remember to use salt. Yeah. You add flaky salt to your chocolate stuff, and season.
So good. Yes.
Nice.
That's a really great one.
Yeah, I love the vanilla bean in the flaky sea salt. That's brilliant.
On so many things, on brownies, on ice cream, on your salted caramel, whatever, on your bars, even on your like coffee cake. Like you'll be amazed what that little vanilla-y, like salty just elevates what you're doing a little bit. Yeah, it's good.
I like it.
Brilliant.
I have to try that right away.
Good.
And salted butter, unsalted butter, does it matter? Are you always going?
I don't think I've ever bought an unsalted butter. Going off of what you're saying, Joe, I think I've always went salted.
Really? Yeah. I use salted butter for certain recipes, but I use unsalted for most so that I can control the amount of salt and the type of salt I want to use. But I use both. I say I probably use twice as much unsalted as salted. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, but I do use both.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you both again for being here, for taking so much time out of your evening. I know that you've got so much going on right now, both of you, as we have come to the end of this beautiful season 9 of the Great Canadian Baking Show, but it has been an honor and a privilege to speak with both of you. So thank you so much.
Likewise.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Thank you for having us. Really.
Thank you very much.
Kisses to Zoe.
Yes.
Babe, I love you, and I hope you are doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. I love you.
Go Zoe. Let's go, Zoe.
Let's go, Zoe.
And let's go, Joe, for winning the thing.
Oh, babe.
Amazing.
Could have been you. Could have been any of us, really.
It really was that close. It was. Even as Alan was about to make the announcement, I was still like, I think it's Joe, but it could be either of the other ones. It was, yeah.
They're shipping me the cake plate right now. I'm gonna don't tell them. I'm gonna say that it arrived broken and get 2 more.
And send them to them.
Are you gonna mean girls it? Are you gonna mean girls it? Break it and pass it out to everybody, 10 pieces.
Oh, that's so cute.
That'd be a great idea. Maybe, sort of, kind of.
Don't do that. Take it. You've earned it.
With your second plate, you can do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You may want to edit this last part out, just in case.
No way, man. This is fun.
No, I'm not breaking the first one because I've cleared a shelf in my glasses cabinet. It's been waiting patiently. I can't wait to have that thing in there.
Are you going to actually ever serve a cake on that cake plate?
100%. Oh my God, I
Good.
serve all my cakes. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how that goes. Well, we look forward to seeing a picture of it in Pride of Place with Pride of Place.
Yeah.
And I hope you both have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
lots of
You as
exciting stuff
well.
is happening.
Yeah.
And we look forward to chatting again because it's so
Yeah.
wonderful to be able to watch this baking family grow. And that's what Baking Scraps is all about, is growing the baking community. And we're so grateful that you're both a part of it. So thank you.
Awesome that you're doing that. Love it.
Yeah, love
And
it.
and Ryan, if you're ever out on the West Coast, please let us know. It would be really wonderful to connect up with you in real life and
Yeah.
and really
I've
connect that
I've
way.
got a
So
lot of traveling to do next year. I've
I
got
bet.
Sounds like
nine
it.
reasons to travel. So I can knock 3 off at once by going out there, and well, I can knock 5 out at once now.
Yeah, you can.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's on the radar for early next year. So
It's a 3 for.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
All right.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Well, thanks again, you guys. It's again
Thank you.
such a pleasure and honor to have you guys here today.
You too. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Talking,
Oh,
talk soon.
Take care, everyone.
talk
Bye.
later.
Happy
We'll see you
baking.
tomorrow.
You
Talk
too.
tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Ryan.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for our conversation with Joe and Ryan. We had so much fun. Christina is not available today, and I'm in my house coat looking rather scruffy, so you just get my voice and not my face today. But we had so much fun. I was so grateful that they were both able to join us. We missed having Zoe here with us, but we're just so grateful for this entire season, for everybody who put it together for us. And it was so fabulous to watch. So we hope you've enjoyed seeing some of our interviews with people, seeing our recaps, and we look forward to seeing you again for our regular season. And then when we continue next year with another scrap recap season. Thanks so much. Happy baking.